home from Kentucky Lake, and had a great week last week. Had my best finish of the year. It was pretty exciting, you know. I finished third, had a shot at winning. I was in second going into the last day, and just want to talk a little bit about that tournament here today, and kind of set it up and share with you how it went. But you know, going into that event, I was aware, just like everybody, that ledges are how everything is won there at Kentucky Lake in June. And in fact, the tournament ended up being won by Chad Grigsby on a ledge. But I fished ledges in practice, and I had like 16 pounds, I think, the first day of practice ledge fishing. But I wasn't that pleased with it because there's just boats on everything. Every ledge I wanted to fish had a boat on it. Everybody there fishes ledges, all the locals do. And our first day of practice was a Sunday, and there was like just hundreds of locals out there on covered up. All the good stuff was covered up. And I hate fishing that way. I'm kind of like, I always like to find something off the beaten path that not everybody's fishing, and I just hate to go out there and do a merry-go-round with everybody fishing the same deep holes. And so the second day of practice, I went over to Lake Barkley and had just a great day flipping. And I love to flip. You know, it's one of my favorite things to do. I love to fish shallow buckbrush, and we don't get a chance really to do that very often anymore. There aren't many lakes that offer that, a good flipping bite in the bushes. So I went over there the second day and had like 40 bites, and I didn't catch that many big ones. I caught maybe 16 pounds again, which is the same limit I caught the day before on ledges. But what I really liked about it was there was nobody there. I mean, I think I may have seen one tournament boat all day and maybe 5 locals, and the locals I saw were fishing deep. And it's like I had a 20-mile section of Lake Barkley all to myself, and I figured, you know, that's going to be a better deal for the tournament than fishing over there where everybody else is at. So that's what I did. I went to Barkley, and I ran up there the first day, and got my flipping bite going, and I caught a 6-pounder flipping in bushes, and it had maybe a 15-pound limit. And right at the end of the day, I had like 5 minutes to go, and I was on one of my better holes. I'm flipping these bushes, and all of a sudden this big bass comes up chasing shad, and I happened to be fishing an island at that time, and he was, this is Ranger, say hi to the camera, Ranger, say hi. All right, anyway, I was flipping this island, and this big fish comes up schooling, and I throw a buzzbait all the way across this island, and this bass grabs it. He's almost 6 pounds, and I fight him in. I have to pull him over the island, over debris and grass and all that. I get him in the net. I look at my watch, it was 1:42, and I had to head for weigh-in at 1:45, so that was a blessing from the Lord. Right at the end of the day on day one, I had like 18 pounds. I was in 17th place. The next day I went back and caught 16 pounds and moved up to 6th place. The third day, we had all that terrible weather come in. It was just raining and lightning, and just a tough day. I had 15 pounds, moved up to 2nd place. You know, it was just, my catches were getting smaller every day, but relative to the field, I was doing better, moving up the ladder every day. And then finally on the last day, I went back over there, and it just didn't work out. I was in 2nd place going into that final day, and I only managed 12 pounds. The water had fallen about 6 inches, and that really hurt. And water had not been dropping the first 3 days. So I ended up with 12 pounds. I only slipped one spot, ended up 3rd. I was very pleased with that, because going into that tournament, you know, I would have never dreamt that I could have finished that high in the fish and brush, and it was a thrill. What I caught my fish on was a Berkeley gripper jig, the flipping jig that I designed, and I was using on the back of it either a chigger craw or the Berkeley Havoc craw fatty. The craw fatty is a great little bait. You know, it's new, and it's just a great jig trailer. And I usually bite. You know, what I like to do is take about a little section of the head off of it, and then I'll just thread it up the hook of the jig between the rattle and the hook. It's an awesome jig trailer. I use this when I want a little bit bigger profile. I use a 3-inch chigger craw as a trailer when I wanted a smaller profile on my jig, or if I was going to swim the jig through some grass. So that's kind of what I was doing bait wise. I caught like almost everything I weighed in on the jig. I was throwing black and blue when it was cloudy and a brown jig with green pumpkin trailer when it was sunny. And then I was kind of changed up with my line. I was using monofilament, Trillium Max, the 25 pound, and I don't use mono too much anymore, but I really like it for flipping. You know, I've only got 20 feet of line out, and you're just flipping the bushes, and when you get a bite, it's good to have a little bit of stretch in your line. So I was using the Trillium Max. It worked great. I think I lost one bass all week, but anyway, that's kind of what I was doing. A little rundown of the tournament. I wish they were all that good, you know, but it's my best tournament so far this year. Moved me up a good bit in Angler of the Year points to, I think, 15th with one to go at Pickwick in mid-July.